What's up, world? What's up, free thinkers?
Hey.
Hey, Terrence. Title of my speech is "You Are Your Outcome: How to Eliminate Self-Made Obstacles, Setbacks, and Fear." I have a question for you all. Would y'all agree that the mind does not like change? Y'all can speak. Y'all can say
Yes.
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 Okay, we're famous. Okay, since y'all agree with that, would you also agree that since the mind doesn't like change, it creates comfort and habits to combat change, to make change that much harder? Would you agree?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
If I offered any of y'all $1 to jump out of an airplane without a parachute, would you do it?
No.
No.
Well, okay, $2.
No.
100?
No.
No.
1,000?
No.
If I offered you $1 million to jump out of an airplane with no parachute, no pilot, would you do it?
No.
No. For what height?
What if I told you?
Is it in the air?
What if I told you that plane is not parked? I mean that plane is parked.
Yeah.
Plane is not in motion. Therefore, it does not need a pilot. You don't need a parachute. You'd be jumping relatively, possibly less than a story. So there's really like no chance of you getting hurt. You see, the mind doesn't like change, as I said previously. So you have to do something that's uncomfortable to get to something that you very well can be comfortable with. I don't know about y'all, but with $1 million in my pocket, I could probably find a little bit of room to be a little bit more comfortable. Show of hands, who all here has a degree? Okay, you have a degree,
Yeah.
right? Who made the decision to go for that degree?
Me.
Okay. When times got tough and times got hard, who made the decision to not quit?
Me.
Okay, great, thank you. Show of hands, who here is married right now and in a successful relationship? Okay, paired. Who made the decision to be with your significant other?
Me.
Who made the decision when times got tough and times got hard, when your wife was acting crazy, who decided to stick with it?
No, crazy. No. Me.
Okay, thank you. So, would you all agree that you are your outcome?
Yes.
Great. So what I want y'all to do is look on the left and look on the right to your partner and tell them you are your outcome. I want you to say it out loud.
You are your outcome.
You
are your outcome.
Thank you. When I came up here to talk to y'all the very first time and did my icebreaker speech, I told y'all that I was writing a book. Since then, I finally completed it, and it's going to be released on my birthday. Thank you. It's titled "You Are Your Outcome: How to Eliminate Self-Made Obstacles, Setbacks, and Fear." Does anybody here have an obstacle, something that's challenging, whether it's an obstacle right now or an obstacle they faced previously? Just raise your hand. Does anyone here have a fear that you're facing currently in your life or previously? Would you all agree that a lot of times we're our own worst enemy? We make situations much harder than they actually are. We do that self-willingly?
Yes.
Show of hands.
Yes.
Okay, so would y'all all agree that it's somewhat related to you? That y'all have been in these particular situations or currently are in these situations? Every chapter of this book, You Are Your Outcome, is titled You versus something. The very first chapter is You versus optimism. I have You versus fear, You versus gratitude, and it goes on for like 10 chapters. These are things people have looked at as obstacles, or perhaps you haven't looked at it as an obstacle, but perhaps it's still something that sets you back. When I told people that I was going to title this book, You Are Your Outcome, I got so much negativity. They told me that You Are Your Outcome is offensive, it's negative, I don't get it, no one's going to get it, it isn't promotable. The last time I checked, I never made it a full-time occupation to care about what anybody ever thought about me. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. Anytime I talk to y'all, I mention free thinkers. Free thinker is a person that refuses to forfeit their self-expression for comfort. That's what this book is dedicated to. When I talked to y'all about my previous speeches, the early bird gets the worm, I told you that it's better to be the source that people go to rather than to have a source that you need to get to. And the youth are getting restless. I told you not to unify yourself with what you lack, but welcome what you aim to evolve. And a game called life, I told you that you're sitting down on things you can't stand. And I told you that it isn't money that's holding you back. It's the belief that you can't let go of what you're comfortably holding on to. All these principles are things that I've learned because I never took advantage of situations. As y'all may or may not know, I told myself it's better to cheat than to repeat. That was my motto for 20 solid years. I was afraid to face things. When my biological dad passed away, I didn't go to his grave for 12 straight years. And when my stepdad passed away, I looked at death face to face. I proposed to my wife the next day, and I changed my life. And I knew right then and there that I had a purpose. So if you agree that you are your outcome, I want y'all to say it on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
You are your outcome.
Thank you. If you believe that I've provided any kind of value, if you believe I've somehow made you think differently, then I want y'all to say yes on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You are your outcome.